It's always interesting when lower tier SEC teams play out of conference games in the middle of the season. And sometimes they can have great betting value. And Jeff from BMOCMoves.com, our guest right now, thinks that might be the case with the Vanderbilt's game against Houston in college football week 9. I am Peter Loshak. You're watching SBR Videos. Jeff, this line has seen significant movement, actually. And also, the market seems to be very uncertain. Right now, the line is Houston minus 11.5, 12, or 12.5. All of those are widely available market numbers. Of course, that's down from minus 14, which is where it opened on Sunday night. I actually thought the over might be a good bet. I bet it at 46. Now it's all the way up to 49, 49.5, or 50. That's also, market is also uncertain about that. But it concerns me that both Heritage and the Greek are hanging 49, which means they have leans to the under at least at 49.5 or 50. I don't know. I'm thinking the question is just, how much is Houston, is their offensive prowess going to be able to be business as usual against an SEC team, an SEC defense like Vanderbilt? Both these teams have been good bets, right? Houston has covered 5 out of their last 6, with Vanderbilt also 5-2 against the spread on the year. Why'd you pick this game, Jeff? What do you like here?
Well, I picked this game because I think there's a ton of value in Houston here. I mean, you mentioned the line movement. The line movement was because of Houston's running back, Kenneth Farrow. There was a possibility that he wouldn't pass concussion protocol. He's going to be in the lineup, and that's big for this Houston Cougar offense. But you look at the last time these two teams played. It was back in 2014 in the Compass Bowl. Houston lost by 41-24 in that game. They're not going to forget that. A lot of them kids still on this team. Houston's on a mission. They're prolific offensively. I backed this team a lot this year, and if you've backed them, you've been made money because this team is really good against the spread, 22-10 over the last 32. You look at Vanderbilt; they're not built for a shootout. They're not built to keep up with Houston. I think. You look at last week, I mean, they kept up with Missouri and beat Missouri. Who cares? Missouri is one of the worst offensive teams you're going to find. Houston's on a mission. They got revenge in their mind. They're at home here. I think this could be a close game, up until halftime. But you look at last week, Peter, I mean, that game was close till halftime against Central Florida. Houston rattled off 45 straight. And you got to remember, Peter, Houston's a pretty good defensive team. They've only given up about 19 points a game. One good stat for you, Houston scored 34 or more in every game this year. Vanderbilt, they've done that just one time, and that was against the Colonels of Austin P, I think they are. So you, me, and your producer could score 34 against Austin P. So that doesn't impress me. Vanderbilt stinks. I don't care that they're in the SEC. Houston pounds them 38-17, and I'm being nice on the 17. They're not built to come back, and Houston's going to roll on them pretty early here. I think they roll at home here, and they go to 8-0 on the year, the Cougars.
All right, well, I hope you're right on that final score because, again, I did bet the over. Let me ask you this, though. I don't have the teams that Houston has played, the list of teams right in front of me, but I do have a note here. I don't know. Houston really has only played teams that suck. Now, again, I don't have the list in front of me, but, maybe this is a step up in competition. I mean, you mentioned the Central Florida game. That's Central Florida, one of the most, team in complete shambles this year.
Yeah, they did play Louisville, albeit Louisville not exactly the Louisville we're used to. But look, Louisville's still a good defensive team. They're still Bobby Petrino out of the SEC. They're still a very good team. They're better than Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, you just look at it, I mean, they're competitive, but they haven't faced an offense quite like this. Look, I know you're going to say, yeah, they played Ole Miss, but Ole Miss, they're very up and down at times this year. And I just think Houston, with the mix of it being a kind of revenge spot, they're on a mission almost. They're prolific. Vanderbilt's not faced a prolific offense like this. I hear you. It's just, Houston, they did play Louisville, so that is someone, and they're better than Vanderbilt. So
all right. So the step up in competition, not a big deal for Jeff from BMOCMoves.com. Again, the market kind of uncertain at the moment, 11.5, 12, or 12.5. Jeff from BMOC Moves recommending a play on Houston minus 11.5. Jeff, tell us what your website is all about.
A lot of good stuff from BMOCMoves.com. We've had a good couple weeks here. NBA started. College basketball is on the horizon, 2 weeks away. Come join us. We got a lot of good things going on. My weekly podcast is on there. A little bit about me. Let's win together. Let's have a good winner and cash some tickets, Peter.
All right. Thanks once again for your thoughts this week, Jeff.
Thank you, Peter.